So you've just gotten the Varla Eagle One. There are some issues with these electric scooters. They are obviously same as the Zero10x, all that line. They're just branded differently. Today we're going to be having a look at some of the issues that should be really addressed to make this a top scooter. Don't get me wrong, I've done videos already on it and I absolutely love it. But there are some minor things, so let's have a look at them today in this video. Now, like most electric scooters, it's always the stem that actually give issues. I've done the rugged upgraded clamp on this to help solve that issue, and thank God everything is okay. They should really consider changing the stem on these, similar to the V-set models, which are absolutely brilliant, and similar to the 9bot Max G30. I've done the videos already on the 9bot Max, and the stem on that is absolutely built rock solid. So if they did address the stem issues on this to avoid upgrading the clamps and stuff like that and swapping out the factory one, it would definitely bring this scooter to the next level. Now, some people have reported, of course, the swing arm hitting off the cable here. Of course, when you're turning back and forth, the last thing you want to do is to damage these cables here. You can, of course, tie wrap them pretty easy, but to be honest, mine seem alright. I've had no issues yet, but you don't want to have a tear on that. I guess one way of solving that issue would be to put a cable protector on it, which I'm probably going to consider doing that in any way regardless. Check your cables right now and to make sure that you have no damage to them currently. Now, here's a funny one. If you haven't noticed, the front and the back mudguards on mine, I've modified them just a little tiny bit. When I did get this, there was severe slapping coming from the back mudguard and occasionally on the front mudguard, particularly if you're on really bad ground. How do you solve this? It's actually pretty easy. Make sure you do have the correct tool. You simply you see these washers here? I have one small and one big washer on all of the screws here going across. That has made this pretty stable and it's not slapping back and forth up and down. So that's just, I guess, something to share. Again, it should have been addressed from factory, but hey, what can you do? Same at the front here. One small washer, one big washer. Them screws are really easy to strip, so make sure you are using the correct tool. You don't want to strip anything. And actually, that brings me on to the next thing. How many of you have stripped the screws on the discs? I'm going to share with you a top tip now. They strip so easy, these ones here. If you do happen to damage these, again, if they use higher quality ones, we wouldn't have this issue, but it happens on most electric scooters. You use a T27 hex bit and you simply just hammer it in. If you do strip it, hammer it in, tap it in, not obviously too much, don't go crazy, and they should turn out no problem. And then get replacement heads. I have ordered some myself off AliExpress, so it's definitely something worth having as a backup in any way. Now, I haven't actually had this issue myself. When I done the full review on this, I reached over the claim top speed and I got up to 65 kilometers an hour. I didn't have any wobble, but some people have reported wobbles. Of course, make sure your tires are pumped and you know everything is safe. I have 45 to PSI in mine, but you can get a steering damper for these to basically, it stiffens up the steering so you don't get a wobble like this. Some people have reported really bad wobbles. So if this included a steering damper, which most electric scooters don't, but if it had that built into it, it would definitely make people, you know, feel a little bit more safer. The steering dampers range from around €100 upwards, and you can get them from AliExpress. Just make sure if you are getting one that you do get the full kit. I probably will install this on mine in any way, just to feel a bit more safer, and you can adjust how stiff it is quite easily on them. So if it did come with that, imagine how cool the electric scooters will be. In the meantime, join that Varla Facebook group that's linked right below, and I'll talk to you in the next video.